today. But if anybody could have done it, the World's Fair Committee could have made sunshine today, let me tell you that. First of all, my name is Melinda Katz. I have the honor of being the borough president of this great borough of Queens. We are here today in what we all dub the World's Park, Flushing Meadow Park. And I would add that we are in the world's borough, the most ethnically diverse borough on the entire planet. It is our asset. It is our strength. And the World's Fair knew that all those generations ago and utilized it for the future of this great borough and this great city. Assemblymember Marge Markey, who is the chair of tourism in the New York State Assembly. Where are you, Marge? There you go. Chair of tourism in the New York State Assembly. And I and our fellow members of the World's Fair Anniversary Committee are here today to announce the scheduling of a 6-month series of fun, exciting, and hopefully memorable events to celebrate the 50th and the 75th anniversary of the World's Fair right here in the borough of Queens. Both of those fairs were held here, and they were both seminal events with wide impact on the local and national and international community. The 39th Fair focused on the future. Its slogan was Dawn of a New Day, and it was aimed at letting visitors take a look at the world of tomorrow. It allowed them to explore groundbreaking architecture and amazing new devices, such as the electric typewriter, amazing new devices, the electric calculator, and something called television. The theme under the 64 World's Fair was Peace Through Understanding, a vision that is appropriate today as it was 50 years ago. That theme is also aptly symbolized by the Unisphere, our great Unisphere, the giant stainless steel globe behind us, or actually, this was for outside, beside us, that has become known worldwide as an icon of Queens. The 64 Fair left a favorable impression on its attendees. Tens of thousands of people in Queens and the rest of the city, and many more around the country and the world, still have fond memories of the World's Fair. I, for one, was told that I came to the World's Fair in utero in 1964. But I got to tell you, as the borough president, there isn't anybody I speak to about the World's Fair that doesn't have a story about it from '64. And I think that's one of the greatest things about this commemoration. The New York State Pavilion, since then, has fallen into disrepair. I am committed, and so is the committee, and so are many New Yorkers and in the borough of Queens and the elected officials that are sitting up here to save the New York State Pavilion and preserve it for future generations. We have a task force that is going to save it. We have a task force so that when you fly into the borough of Queens and you see that pavilion, and then you land and you get onto the Van Wyck Expressway and spend 2 hours looking at the pavilion, that you remember that it's also a symbol of this borough, a symbol of diversity that this borough represents, and it should be there for many future generations as we move forward. The next 6 months are going to signify events that will help keep the spirit of the 39 and 64 World's Fair alive among younger people who did not have the chance to attend the fairs. There will also be a lot of good memories for everyone who did. They will also help achieve the goal to rebrand Queens as a tourist destination with world-class cultural institutions and other attractions that people from around the city and the world should explore. You should never come to the city of New York as a tourist and think you have seen the city of New York until you have been to the borough of Queens. Then you see the city of New York. Events have been published in the brochure that you should all have. That will be updated, hopefully on a bi-monthly basis over the next few months. And we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming events. We are here to announce that on May 18th, we will have a kickoff of the World's Fair Anniversary Festival. A day of great food, memorabilia, and more than that, sponsored in part by the Queensborough President's Office and New York Community Bank, but also sponsored by the World's Fair Committee, and we're going to talk a little bit about who that is. But It has been months in the making to have this World's Fair event. May 18th is going to start at 1 p.m. It's going to end at night with a 60s concert. It's going to end with an orchestra concert. I think it's the Queen Symphony. And hopefully have fireworks. It's going to be a great day here in the park to commemorate the World's Fair and lead into the summer performances and summer exhibits that are going to be here. On April 22nd at 11 a.m., the actual day that the World's Fair started 50 years ago, we will be opening for the first time, I think, in decades. First time in decades, the pavilion for a tour, the theater for a tour. So you can come here, get your hard hat, sign a release, and be able to get a tour on April 22nd. All that information is in your brochure there. I'd also like to introduce my fellow co-chair here before we introduce folks that are on the Pavilion and the World's Fair committee that have worked so hard to get us here. So I'm going to introduce Assemblywoman Marge Markey, but I'd first like to acknowledge the presence of Assemblyman David Webrin, who is here. The Assemblyman always standing in support. Councilman Danny Drum, also standing in support, Chair of the Education Committee of the New York City Council, and other electeds. And I would like to now introduce our Assemblyman Jeffrey-Ann Aubrey is here. Is this your district? This district, right here. Thank you for having us all to your district, Jeff, and we hope you appreciate the thousands of people that will be coming to your district this summer to celebrate the World's Fair. I would also like to acknowledge, and I'm going to be acknowledging several people throughout the show, John Katsimatidis, who has done a lot of the work, President of GPS together, we appreciate that he is here, and introducing the co-chair Assemblywoman Marge Markey.